Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Anarka Akaza, and I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath, my friends. I'm sorry. No, I didn't just run a marathon. I just finished listening to Brave New World Live Part 3, Twisted Red Cross, 1985, TLC2. Oh my god. Oh my. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. A while back, I did a review over Rescue Letters and Demon Barricade 1985 TRC01, the very first Twisted Red Cross release ever, which Rescue Letters and Demon Barricade is not just the first TRC release ever, it's the very first ever Philippine punk rock comp, which I said in that review video that if someone ever asked you, hey, what's the best way to get into Philippine punk rock? Just throw them Rescue Letters and Demon Barricade 1985. Just throw them that. That is the best way, especially for the earlier hardcore scene. That album is god levels of just hardcore Pinoy punk fury. However, it's got competition now, but in a very good way. Because you see, Rescue Letters and Demon Barricade 1985 is TRC 01. TRC 02, Brave New World Live Part 3, which I'll get to the Part 3 part in a moment. My mind is literally on fire from what I just listened to. My friend Anthony, good shout out to that guy, he sent me his digital rip of it from the cassette tape, and holy hell, 16 fiery tracks, Woods, Trash, Dead Ends, Sex Militants, Betrayed, Zoot Suit, Ethnic Face, ow my heart, Deadbeat, Urban Bandits, Private Stock, Excommunicate, Public Scandal. Oh goodness. You've heard many of those bands already been talked about on this channel. I've reviewed Dead Ends, The Second Coming. I've reviewed Betrayed, Why Must Everything About Politics. I've talked about Zoot Suit and other Rescue Letters and even Barricade review videos. I think I've mentioned Deadbeat before. Urban Bandits, I talked about them a lot. I interviewed Arnold Morales, Private Stock. Fucking God. I've interviewed almost every. I've interviewed Mel Maniago of Private Stock, Fred Dator of Private Stock, Ricky of Private Stock, and I've talked in depth about Private Stock. I can't talk about them enough. Excommunicate. We'll get to them in a moment. And Public Scandal, I think I've talked about them before, but holy shit! You want something just live? If you want something just unchained, raw, just explosive, here you go. I've heard a lot of people say that, who have heard the digital, you can listen to Brave New World Live TRC02 on YouTube. And yes, the sound quality is rather poor, but let me tell you, my friends, that's what makes it punk rock. And I'm not necessarily sure if the sound quality is from ripping the cassette incorrectly, or if that's just maybe the recording materials that Tommy and them used back in 1985 wasn't that. I don't know. I mean, it's just raw, unrehearsed live punk rock music. Punk rock music, to quote Fat Mike and NoFX, is a shitty music played by, something like that. Shitty music played by good musicians, or maybe it's good music played by shitty musicians. Who the fuck knows? He said something like that once. But that's just, I'm losing my mind over this. This is my favorite live punk rock album of all time. It starts out with Woods, Teachers and Cheaters, and Peace Be With You. Now, if you don't know anything about Woods, they're a very philosophically charged band. They're really socially aware and spiritually aware because they believe in Krishna, that's their religion. And Woods, whenever you listen to Woods, expect to hear something philosophical. Expect to hear something that might awaken you, or just, of that nature. Teachers and Cheaters is about how teachers lie to you. Teachers and cheaters. Talking about teachers lying to you, and just how they and schools are prisons. So Sex Pistols once said it. Schools are prisons. It's just uniform code. It's just teachers. They give you a book, and they lie. The book is full of whatever the systematic argument says. Whatever the system wants you to believe, and whatever the system wants you to learn, whatever the system wants you to follow, that's what the teachers say to you. So the teachers are cheating you. They're lying to you by forcing you to memorize this garbage in these textbooks and so forth. And so I'm just using that as an example. Woods is very philosophical, and they opened this album up. They're raw, and oh my god, in Peace Be With You, I've heard this song off, I think, Arms Talk or one of their other albums. These songs Yeah, I know that Teachers and Cheaters is on Arms Talk, which also came out in '85. We'll get to that one later. But Peace Be With You, towards the end of the song, they chant, "We don't wanna go to war. We don't wanna go to war. We don't wanna go to war." Oh my god, it hit me. It just hit me hard, man. I felt my hair is standing up right now. Just the raw vibe of Brave New World Live Part 3, the raw feel of these bands, and just fucking from Woods, the first two songs got me just so revved up, so amped up, ready to go. You know, just the guitars, just that chant, oh, it felt good. Punk rock music from the Philippines, man. Damn it. The next band on here is called Trash. I love the introduction here. The announcer goes, "This next band is called Trash." This next band is called Trash. That's a fucking beautiful name. Trash, if you're listening to this, I love your name. I mean, the song they play is called Teenage Anger, and although I can't understand the lyrics worth the shit to this song, and I've played it about 3 or 4 times, yeah, I feel teenage anger when I listen to Trash. I feel teenage anger. I mean, I'm 25. I'm no longer a teen anymore. But at 25 years old, I can feel the anger. I can feel the frustration. I can feel the emotion just piercing through the song. I feel that shit. Wish I could see them live or get something else by them. I don't think Trash actually has anything else. I'm looking here on Discogs. No, they are only featured on Brave New World Live. I don't know if maybe they have another demo cassette somewhere. It's back at '85, so if they do, I doubt it's probably lost to time and space. But next up on this list is a band that I've talked about a lot, Dead Ends, and their song Complaints, which is obviously off their first album, Complaints, which came out in 1985. Twisted Red Cross, number 3, I believe it was. I'm pretty sure it was Twisted Red Cross number 3. Yes, TRC number 3, 1985. So that Dead End's Complaint actually came out right after Brave New World Live Part 3 came out. And with Complaints, you get to hear a raw, stripped down, live version of the song Complaints off the studio album. Like with Rescue Letters and Human Barricades. You know, I said with that album, that's a bunch of not live. With Rescue Letters and Human Barricades, it's a bunch of raw and unrehearsed, just one-tank punk rock fury. That's what you're getting with this. Same with Teachers and Cheaters, Peace Be With You, with Complaints. That's what you're getting. You're getting the raw and just uncut, live, furious version of the song. The studio does excellent, but the live version, nothing beats Dead Ends live. You know, I never got to see them live, but I'm gonna say this. I have a feeling, just from what I've heard, that nothing could beat them live. You know. Goddamn. The next up here is Sex Militants, No Need to Exalt. I've talked about them, I believe, on, what was it? I think it was Fatal Response. Is when I last, let me check here. I'm pretty sure the last time I talked about Sex Militants was on, no, it wasn't Fatal Response. It wasn't Fatal Response at all. Maybe it was Rescue Letter 1. Let me check that one there. Rescue Letter 1, yes. You Made a Mistake by Sex Militants and Bloody Nutter. So yeah, they had a studio demo take on Rescue Letters and Human Barricades 1985, TRC01, and then they got to play their song, they got to play their song No Need to Exalt on Brave New World Live, and damn, it sounds furious and amazing. Next up on here is Betrayed. It was never meant to be this way. It was never meant to be this way. It's a classical, legendary punk rock song by one of the veteran Philippine punk rock bands, Betrayed. I can't say enough about Betrayed. I love them. I love them sincerely. Boyeta Miguel is is a really good friend of mine. He's Technically, Boyette's on this album more than once, because he also played in Ethnic Faces, which we're going to get to them in a moment. But, you know, Boyette's got Betrayed, he's got Ethnic Faces, he's got Tame the Tikbalang, he's got The Beauty of Doubt. Oh my, that Boyette's been all over. Boyette's been in so many bands, and he is a real punk rock musician. I love Boyette, and I can't wait to meet him in person one day. But, you know, he's a guitarist of Betrayed, he rocks and rolls. Buddy Trinidad, I think he's the vocalist. Oh, damn. Betrayed, whenever Betrayed is on the set, you can only expect greatness. whenever Betrayed is on the set. I don't give a fuck where it is, how it is, wherever. Whenever you see Betrayed, you can only expect the absolute best. You know, they are just they can play hardcore, they can play softcore, they can put a little bit of roots reggae, the roots to the reggae, the roots to the reggae. They can go reggae. Betrayed's kind of bouncing all over the place with their sound and various different times, and it just they know how to play. They're damn good, and especially hearing them live back in '85 on this cassette tape, which I know I don't have the cassette tape, but I'm just saying, even the raw, distorted, noisy sound that's coming from this, it still feels damn good to hear Betrayed play live on this shit. Love Betrayed. Next up, we have Zoot Suit again. Yes, if you've been following my channel for a while now, then you ought to know that about a month or so ago, a little bit more than that, I did a review of Fatal Response, Rescue Letters and Human Barricade number 2. And that is where Zoot Suit played the studio versions of Take a Look at That Boy, Take a Look at That Boy, Take a Look at That Boy, and Suit Yourself. Which I think one or two of those might actually be live versions, but they're a lot more cleaned up since Fatal Response obviously was mastered and mixed in a studio, I think by Jim Sartau, and then the vinyl record reissue itself. So we actually got to hear, which technically, but when Brave New World Live came out, there was no studio version of Zoot Suit. There might have been a cassette tape. Okay, when I say there is no, what I mean is, to my knowledge. Hell, Trash could even have a demo cassette. Sex Militants could have a demo cassette. Zoot Suit, I know Ethnic Faces has stuff, but just because when I say it, I get all of my information from either the bands themselves, Brave New World, my friends and my family there, or from Discogs. So, and there are some bands that are just unknown. Like, I haven't been able to find out much about Zoot Suit, so I'm not gonna sit here and say, yeah, Zoot Suit, they have 3 songs. They have Rockabilly Boogie, which is on Brave New World Live, and then they have Take a Look at That Boy and Suit Yourself on Fatal Response. They could have more songs than that, but I don't know because I've never heard them before, and I just, I'm unsure. But it's pretty nice, and it does add Rockabilly Boogie, the song by Zoot Suit on Brave New World Live, definitely does add a different feel to this album, which I like where they're placed. Are you ready for this, my friends? So you all know that I'm a noise rock lover, and I'm a no wave person. I love noise rock. I love experimental. Goddamn, Sonic Youth, Fishbowl, some Lydia Lunch, Teenage Jesus and the Jerks. Whew. I'd start naming a bunch of them off. I don't feel like right now, but so Wood starts off philosophically, then you got some teenage anger and teenage angst, furious punk, raw shit with Trash, got Dead Ends Complaints, Sex Militants, Betrayed. Betrayed's kind of calming it down a little bit. I mean, they're hardcore with it was never meant to be this way, but it's calming it down to an extent. And then you get into Zoot Suit, which, like on Fatal Response, Fatal Response, as I said, was an angry record, a very politically charged, angry response to the social and political climate of the Philippines around the time of the EDSA Revolution. That was the response. It was the fatal response. And towards the end of the album, before Dead Ends finishes it off with Don't Drop Your Guns, the war right over, don't drop your guns, you had Zoot Suit that played Take a Look at That Boy and Suit Yourself, in that rockabilly rock and roll classic with the horn just going at it style to calm me down a little bit. All the angry punk is before it, then Zoot Suit's there to calm me down. Well, that's what happens here on Brave New World Live. You got the band before them to just really punch the glass, right? And then Betrayed's kind of calming it down. It was never meant to be. They're kind of calming the hardcore fury down a little bit. And then you get Zoot Suit, Rockabilly Boogie, which set me on fire. That fucking set me on fire. And then, my friends, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? After Betrayed, no, not Betrayed. After Zoot Suit, Rockabilly Boogie, I got ready for some more hardcore punk. I'm like, alright, let's pump it back up. Nope. Introducing Ethnic Faces. I had never heard them before now. The song Love, almost 5 minutes long. I was like, oh no. Oh, fuck. Experimental punk. Wow. Zoot Suit was placed right in line before Ethnic Faces, which has a lot more experimental funk punk vibe to it. And I love the song Love. I do love it. But their second song, Within Tribes, made me literally tear up. Like, that song hit me. My hair is standing up right now. I know you can't see me. That song hit me. My hair is standing up right now. I lost my fucking shit. I walked to the local Casey General store down where I live at to buy a sub sandwich because I was hungry. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I was listening to this. As I walked back home, Ethnic Faces played Love and then Within Tribes, and I just lost all touch of reality. That hit me at a left fucking field. I don't even. I was actually kind of sad because after Within Tribe, Deadbeat comes on there with Deadbeat Revolutionary War Cry, which is a damn good political punk song with a chant at the end of it. But man, I was so zoned. I get Rockabilly Boogie, some Rockabilly ska stuff with Zoot Suit, right? And then I get some Ethnic Faces with their experimental punk. Three calm, just, aiming in that direction. I was just in the mood. I was wanting some more Ethnic Faces. I was wanting something more to just grab my soul and rip it through the speakers, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what Ethnic Faces did. And then Deadbeat comes along with their hardcore punk stuff, and instead of that, I just blew up. Like, Brave New World Live is kind of like Fatal Response, only instead of, Zoot Suit just calming you down and partying with you, it takes your soul, blends it up midway through the album. This is tracks A7, A8, and B1. Like, you're midway through the album now. You're midway through the hardcore live, furious, uncut shit. And then Zoot Suit, Ethnic Faces just send you off course into just relaxation, just feeling good, experimental rock, hardcore shit, yeah. And then after Within Tribes finishes, Deadbeat Revolutionary War Cry by Deadbeat comes on. And it's like a bullet through glass. Like taking an AK-47 and just shooting at a million glass windows, at a million cars. Just go to Times Square and just shoot randomly. That's what it feels like to go from Ethnic Faces Within Tribes to Deadbeat Revolutionary War Cry. That's how that transition feels. And it just, oh my god, it sent shockwaves through me. Fucking seriously. I love you, Deadbeat. You were put in a good place. You really got me revved up there. The next song after Deadbeat is one you all know and love, Urban Bandits, Do You Rebel Rebel. My god. I love you, Arnold Morales. I don't know if they were just drunk or maybe it's the quality of the cassette, but that version of Do You Rebel Rebel kind of killed me. It kind of took my life. Because just the way Arnold's vocals are in this, the way they're playing, it sounds like he's fucking drunk off his ass. And I love how, in the song, and I know why, hoy, 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 and I know why, hoy, hoy, hoy. In Hanoi. I've already talked about it in my review, but just for those of you that don't know, he's making a reference to when Marcos had Hanoi gone down when he returned from the Philippines. But the crowd, instead of Arnold just singing or chanting, and I know why, oi, hoy, hoy, instead of Arnold doing that, the crowd they all get involved. The Brave New World attendees, the people in the audience, they all get involved to shout, and I know why, hoy. Just punk rock unity right there. Just the feeling of everyone just getting involved to sing the song. That is fucking fantastic. Whew. Man, it fills me with little goosebumps and shit. The next song on here is Nagpapapazin Pansinin, obviously by Urban Bandits. It's just another like I said with Dead Ends Complaints, this version of Nagpapapazin Pansinin, this is just a live raw fierce uncut version, like the same one before. And like I said, he still feels drunk. Like Urban Bandits, honestly feel like they're just having a good time. You know, they don't sound angry like they usually do on the Independence Day album. They don't sound angry like on Rescue Letters in America. They don't sound angry. They just sound like they're just rocking and rolling and having a good time with it and just being part of the community. I mean, Arnold's kind of slurring his speech on. I don't know if that's maybe just the sound that the cassette's making, because I haven't really heard much. I've never seen Urban Bandits live, but I from everything that I've read about the band, from everything that I know about them, they're a very just abrasive, destructive band on the site. When Urban Bandits get on stage, especially back in the 80s, they just exploded with fury, with political, socially charged fury. And I don't like. Okay, you know, No Effects, like one of and the other American hardcore bands that, you know, No Effects, I'll just use them as an example. They like to, I don't know if they like to do it or not, but they have a name for it. They've gotten worse life. No Effects plays shittily, and they just fucking do it. They don't care. They play shittily. Well, Do Rebel Rebel and Knock Papa Bazin by Urban Bandits here on Brave New World Life Part 3 kind of feels like they're doing that. I've never really heard them play out of course, play out of tune, or fuck up the lyrics, or just slur. I've never heard them do that. So, as I'm walking across the bridge, heading home, listening to the Urban Bandits on this cassette tape, well, digital rip that I have, and I hear Arnold kind of slurring his words, or not singing it partially correct, or I don't know if it's just the sound quality. It could just be the sound quality of my digital rip, but what I fucking heard sounded like they were just fucking up left and right, and it sounded so damn good. It sounded punk rock as fuck. It sounded so raw. It just sounded amazing just to hear Urban Bandits just letting loose, you know. Ah! God, I love you, Arnold. I love Urban Bandits. They're fucking good. Do Rebel Rebel and Knock Papa and Pontanine are damn good songs. Listen to all this stuff after you're done watching this review. Seriously. And obviously, after Urban Bandits, we got Private Stock. Have More Fun. The song that opens up Hype's Cool. And it's just about having fun and rocking and rolling. Private Stock, I've talked about them so damn much. And this is a live and raw version. Obviously, it's live. This is a raw version of the other song. And it's kind of a little bit more high pitched, a little bit more over the top too, a little bit more abrasive. Like, it definitely doesn't sound angry, but this version just sounds like there's more pitch to it. This version does have more fun. It definitely sounds a bit more abrasive, I guess I could say, than the extremely raw and uncut version on Rescue Ladders and even Barricade 85. The comp before this, it sounds a lot more abrasive than that version, because Have More Fun is on Rescue Ladders 1. It's, what track is it down here? Rescue Ladders, it's on, no, it isn't actually. Rock and Roll Machine is on Rescue Ladder 1. My bad, I lied. It's just kind of hard to keep up with all this stuff, but Have More Fun is just, this version of it is so raw and live, it's fucking perfect in almost every way. Anyway, the next song on here, so I mentioned a band by the name of Excommunicate. Now, if you don't know much about the Philippine punk rock scene, then you just think they're another random band that came and went, because Excommunicate did absolutely nothing under that name after this. Do you know why? There's a little secret about who Excommunicate is. Do you know who they are? I'll tell you who they are. I'll tell you straight up who they are. 3, 2, 1. Third World Chaos, or as their friends call them, Chaos for short, just under the name Excommunicate. CCCP, no, CCCP, Catholic Communist Church of the Philippines, and then Miss Bitch, fuck off. I wish these songs were on New Move for Error. They're under a different name, and they did that, I think, due to reasons of bad. I don't know the whole reason and why they decided to switch their names up. I've read a few things about it, and actually, let me pull this up right next to me. I've got something that talks about it a little bit here. Maybe I do. Yeah, it's pretty much because they were just the change from Chaos to Excommunicate did not yield encouraging results. That it was. I'm reading from here. That not much has been heard about since the band, they changed their name just because of the publicity and just the... Okay, you know the name Third World Chaos? Well, according to what I've read and this and that, some people didn't really take too kind to that name, Third World Chaos. And so, to kind of get out of the light of that, they changed their name to Excommunicate, and they played many shows under the name Excommunicate, but apparently, according to what I've read, it really didn't make much of a difference. But man, I know I haven't got New World Move for Error up yet. I will have it up soon, and by the time some of you watch this, it'll probably be up. But if you listen to New Move for Error, that sounds really angry. It sounds abrasive. It sounds pissed. It's got the 77 style punk with the hardcore punks like lyrics. They're just, yeah. CCCP and Miss Bitch Fuck Off. Those two songs by Excommunicate / Third World Chaos or Chaos. Oh my god, that's just like, if you thought New Move for Error was angry, that album is calm compared to the 2 tracks that they unleash on this album. CCCP, calling out the Catholic Church of the Philippines, calling it a communist wannabe dictatorship, saying it's controlling the people, it's manipulating. Oh my, that's just, that needed to be said. Back then and today, it needed to be said. The Catholic Communist Church. I love how they use CCCP, because obviously they're making a reference to Chinese Communist Party with that title, but they're making a hardcore reference, and they're hitting you know how the Catholic Church is always, in the past they've stoned people, they've burned the witches, this and that, because Catholics, whatever. I love how they're throwing the stone back with this song. Yes, there's a lot of anger on this album. There's a lot of just venting frustration, complaints, deadbeat, they're talking about revolutionary war cries, urban bandits get political with the rebel, Woods get philosophical with peace be with you, and talking about the bullshit that you have to deal with in school with teachers and cheaters. But I really feel like Excommunicate just lights the entire album on fire with a nuclear blast with CCCP and Miss Bitch Fuck Off. Mainly CCCP, because now they're really calling out a very huge problem that still persists to this day in the Philippines. They're really calling it out, and they're not holding back. CCCP! Catholic Communist Church of the Philippines! And then it just dwindles out there at the end with that guitar just reverberating, and oh my god, I feel that shit. Hell, if I ever get a band going again, I'm gonna fucking do a cover of that. That's it. That's it. CCCP is such a good song, and I'm so glad that it's on here. I really wish Third World Chaos would have kept going, but fuck. I mean, we do get to hear them again, obviously, on Rescue Ladder 3, under Chaos Again, Tools and Fools and Culture Shock. We get to hear them again, but damn, that is a fucking good song. It really just sticks the damn fiery rod into one of the biggest cancers, I'll say that, one of the biggest social cancers that are corrupting the Philippines. For real. I think Miss Bitch Fuck Off is either about Imelda Marcos or, I don't know, someone. I don't necessarily know who that song is about, but I'm going to pretend it's about Imelda. Ferdinand Marcos, the dictator's wife. I'm going to assume that's who that song is about. Could be completely and totally wrong on that, which if I am, if anyone knows anything, obviously let me know, and I will change up what I said, but that might be who that song is about. Finally, the last song on Brave New World Live Part 3. Public Scandal comes at us with Traitor and Depressed. Now this is just a short, fast-paced, hardcore punk song, and it's a really good way to end the album. Public Scandal, we last heard them on the first Rescue Ladder Human Barricades, Guilty to Interrupt. We first heard them on there, so as with the Private Stock, as with Dead End, Deadbeat. By the way, Deadbeat also is featured on Rescue Ladder Human Barricades 85 TRCO1. They're featured with the songs I'm Gonna Get Your Girl and I Won't, Swindle number 2. So yeah, Deadbeat is also featured on Rescue Ladder 1, and also Public Scandal is featured on Rescue 1. So It's kind of cool that we have some studio takes of those bands of Public Scandal and of Deadbeat, and now we finally get to hear them recorded live, and it is just explosive. Wood starts the album off doing their thing, and all the rest of these bands just fall in line to just form such a growth, such just a prospering feel, a prospering vibe, a prospering speed that just makes the back of your fucking hair stand up. Oh my god. Damn. I really don't know what else to say. Twisted Red Cross, TRCO2, 1985, Brave New World Live Part 3 is officially my favorite live punk rock album of all time. I haven't heard a live album better than this one. And I have a decadillion of them. This album is just fucking magnificent. And maybe, hopefully, one day I'll get either the pleasure of owning a Brave New World live cassette, or potentially just hearing one live. Maybe a friend, someone out there has one, I'll meet up with them and get to listen to the actual cassette. Because, like I said, I'm not sure if the sound quality that I got to listen to is because of the digital rip, or if it's just the cassette. I don't know, as I've never heard the original cassette. It's hard telling. But damn. And also, I do want to make a few comments about, obviously, the artwork on this, because I always got to talk about the artwork. We got ourselves a red-headed punk rock dude. He's got some clothespins through his ears. He's holding up a little sign that says Brave New World Part 3. Looks like he's in a fucking straitjacket almost. He's got tears falling from his eyes. Looks like he's in a straitjacket. It looks like he's labeled insane, put in a straitjacket with all the name of the bands casting down below him. You know, that's what the world thinks about punks. Punks are insane, punks are crazy, punks are scary. They look different, they look weird. Lock them up in a straitjacket, get them away from me, hit them, kill them. Fuck the punks, right? Fuck the punks. Man, the anger, the rawness, the fury of Brave New World is really felt in this cassette tape. And to any of you out there who own this, I got money. You want some money? Seriously, I really hope I get to own this one day, because it'd be fucking amazing if I do. Anyway, guys, I'm Anarka, Akaza. Thank you so much for watching this review video. I have been wanting to talk about Brave New World Live Part 3 for a very long time now, and I finally did it, and I love it. I'm actually going to go listen to it again after I hang this up. Anyway, please subscribe to my channel for more, and with that being said, as always, das vidanya.